Beneath the dusty plains of Cappadocia, in the heart of Turkey, lies a sprawling underground city, so vast it could house over 20,000 people. The ancient site known as Derinkuyu wasn't just a simple cave dwelling. It was a multi-level engineering marvel carved deep into the soft volcanic rock of the region. Homes, schools, stables, churches, shops, a winery, and even a sophisticated ventilation system to circulate fresh air throughout the subterranean complex. And yet, despite its size and complexity, we don't know who built it. The earliest written record of Derinkuyu comes from early Christian writings from around 450 AD, yet archaeological evidence suggests it had already been inhabited for centuries before then. According to legend, the settlement was first built by a mysterious King Midas, though there is little evidence to support this claim. The deepest parts of the tunnels are 18 stories below the surface, descending over 60 meters down into the earth. They also connect with other nearby underground cities through narrow passages and escape routes. In total, archaeologists have identified at least 18 distinct underground cities scattered across the Cappadocia region, each connected by a network of tunnels. So far, these underground complexes have yielded fascinating artifacts, including clay tablets dating back to 750 BC, ceramic fragments, stone tools, lamps, jewelry, and various frescoes depicting religious scenes. They also found animal bones suggesting livestock was raised in the subterranean cities, along with evidence that winemaking and beekeeping were practiced. One of the most remarkable features of the underground cities is their ventilation system, which allowed fresh air to circulate throughout the subterranean chambers. This was achieved through a series of shafts that were dug deep into the earth and connected to the various rooms and passages. Even today, after thousands of years, visitors can still feel the fresh air circulating through the tunnels. Another intriguing aspect of the underground cities is their layout. The tunnels and chambers were not simply haphazardly dug, but rather followed a carefully planned design. Many of the rooms were cruciform or cross-shaped, which has led some researchers to speculate that they may have originally been used for religious or ritual purposes. However, this theory remains highly debated, and there is no definitive evidence to support it. The most popular explanation among historians is that the underground cities were built as a defense mechanism against invaders. There is certainly evidence to support this theory. The Cappadocian region has been inhabited since the Neolithic period, but it was particularly vulnerable during the times of the Roman, Persian, and Mongol empires, all of whom sought to conquer the area. The underground cities provided an excellent means of defense since they could be easily sealed off and were nearly impossible to attack. They also served as storage areas for food and supplies, ensuring that the inhabitants could survive long sieges. The cities were able to support their residents thanks to the fertile volcanic soil that could be farmed via extensive irrigation networks. Additionally, the numerous caves provided enough space for livestock to graze and produce enough waste to fertilize the fields. While the defense theory makes sense, there is another possibility that may explain the sudden appearance of these underground cities. It's theorized that sometime between 12,000 and 8,000 BC, much of the Middle East was devastated by a massive flood. Some researchers suggest that this event may have been the biblical deluge described in Genesis. Evidence of this supposed flood has been found in ancient Mesopotamian texts, including the Epic of Gilgamesh, which predates the biblical story by several centuries. If such a cataclysm did occur, it would have wiped out much of human civilization, and any survivors likely retreated to the safety of caves and underground dwellings. After the flood waters receded, these people may have continued to live in underground cities for many years afterward, gradually building them into larger settlements. This would explain why the earliest written records date only to around 450 AD, when the Christian writers mentioned them. For many centuries before that, the underground cities were supposedly occupied by prehistoric humans trying to rebuild society after some forgotten catastrophe. Another clue pointing to a lost prehistoric civilization is that the entire region was once covered in cave paintings depicting animals, humans, and fantastical creatures. Unfortunately, these ancient artworks have mostly been destroyed or are in serious danger of collapsing. But photographs and some remaining frescoes offer glimpses into the artistic expression of a culture long gone. These paintings seem to depict a world vastly different from the one we inhabit today. Some show strange animals that look like dinosaurs or prehistoric mammals, while others feature human-like figures with large heads and small bodies. There are also depictions of what appear to be flying machines, temples, and other structures that defy explanation. If these images are indeed prehistoric, as they appear to be, they suggest the existence of a highly imaginative and technologically advanced culture that thrived in the region prior to the emergence of modern human civilization. But the question remains, how did they build such impressive underground cities? How did they carve through solid rock to create homes, businesses, and even farmlands? How did they manage to keep their way of life hidden from the rest of the world for so long? And what happened to them? Did they simply vanish as modern society emerged? Or were they deliberately wiped out by outside forces? No one knows for sure. The truth is, the deeper we dig into these ancient sites, the more questions arise. And yet tantalizing hints remain just out of our grasp. To add to the mystery, excavations at the site uncovered a massive collection of tablets bearing ancient cuneiform script. These artifacts include fragments of a royal Hittite decree issued around 1300 BC by the king of the Kingdom of Hatti, but the majority of the inscriptions are much older and predate the Hittite Empire. Most notably, they contain what appears to be the oldest known record of the name Jerusalem. While the exact meaning of these tablets is still being deciphered, they provide further evidence that the underground cities were inhabited long before the time of Christ. Moreover, they suggest connections between the Cappadocia region and ancient Mesopotamia, raising the possibility of trade and cultural exchange between distant civilizations. Some researchers speculate that the tablets may shed light on the origins of the Hittite people themselves, who are believed to have migrated from Anatolia to northern Syria and Iraq around the 20th century BC. What's more, recent studies indicate that the underground cities were not merely a means of defense or a relic of a prehistoric civilization, but rather played a significant role in the development of early Christianity. Scholars now believe that Derinkuyu served as a refuge for early Christians fleeing persecution under the Roman Empire. Its elaborate network of tunnels and chambers provided the perfect environment for secret religious gatherings, allowing Christians to worship in relative safety. The underground cities may have also functioned as a sort of hidden academy where early Christian texts were written, preserved, and disseminated throughout the region. This would help to explain why the earliest written record of Derinkuyu dates to around the year 450 AD, when Christianity was gradually becoming more widespread in the Roman Empire. Finally, the enigmatic frescoes found throughout the underground cities provide perhaps the most compelling evidence of their early Christian usage. Many of the paintings depict scenes from the Bible, including the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus Christ, as well as various miracles and parables. Other frescoes feature stylized representations of early Christian symbols such as the fish, the anchor, and the Chi Rho monogram, which consists of the first two letters of Christ's name in Greek. These artistic treasures not only demonstrate the sophistication of the early Christian communities in the region, but also serve as tangible proof that Derinkuyu was indeed used as a place of worship and study during the first few centuries AD. In conclusion, the discovery of the underground cities in Cappadocia has revolutionized our understanding of ancient human civilization. Originally thought to be solely a defensive structure against invaders, new research suggests they played a much more significant role in human history. From their potential use as a shelter for survivors of a prehistoric flood to their function as a hub for early Christian activity, the underground cities continue to defy easy categorization. Their unique combination of defensive features, sophisticated engineering, and religious symbolism make them unlike any other archaeological site in the world. As researchers continue to uncover new clues about their origins and purpose, one thing is clear: the underground cities of Cappadocia hold secrets that could rewrite the history of mankind. What other secrets lie buried beneath the earth just waiting to be discovered? Perhaps the answer to these questions will lead us to even greater revelations about our past. One thing is certain: the deeper we dig, the more we learn. And in the heart of Turkey, there are still many more layers to explore. Now watch. Were the Egyptians abducted by aliens? Or check out what really happened in Sodom and Gomorrah.